Test 1 2 1 2. All right, we just had kickoff here in Jay America. Glad you could join us for the regular season finale. It's a district contest between Vinita and Jay, and Jay received the ball first, and they're going to start on the 22-yard line, but they do pick up a 5-yard penalty on the Hornets, so it's going to be 1st and 5 at the 27. We will talk more about this as the day goes on, but this game has massive playoff implications. The Bulldogs and the Hornets come in tonight tied for 4th place in the district standings. The top 4 make the playoffs, so the winner of tonight's game will advance to the playoffs next week. The loser, their season's over. It's handoff up the middle, and we'll try to get rosters and get names to you as we go here. It's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs, though, and they are just inside their own territory at the 48-yard line. Pistol formation for the Bulldogs. Trip receivers left. There's a handoff, and there's a hole up the middle. And number 51, that's Big Carter Falling, drags down the Jay running back after a gain of 6.
Stop. Good for a gain of 6.
So Jay got the ball first and is moving the ball well. They have entered into Hornet territory at the 46-yard line, and they're going to have a 2nd and 4. It is a big Hornet crowd here in Jay, and we are tightly packed together, which will be good for the wind conditions. It's a bit of a chilly night. Really, it's perfect football weather. Quarterback, keeper, bounces it outside, and he's going to get a first down for the Bulldogs.
Rutherford on the keeper.
And that'll be the second first down pickup for Jay. And they'll have 1st and 10 at the Hornet 42-yard line. So far, it's been all run game by the Bulldogs. They haven't attempted a pass yet. And you would expect them to stick with it as long as they can continue making first downs. So the Bulldogs come out with trip receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the near side, pistol formation, man in motion. It's a jet sweep fake. The quarterback takes up the middle, and he is wrapped up immediately by number 25, Jamison Williams. That's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. And that's the first time the Hornets have really managed to bottle them up on first down. Let's see if we can keep that momentum here. So we got 2nd and 9 on the opening drive of the day. Bulldog Stadium here in Jay America is a brand new facility. First time the Hornets have been over here. It's a beautiful night for Friday Night Lights. There's a handoff at the middle. Good push by the Bulldog offensive line. And
Rogers on the carry.
Trey Philippi in on that tackle. Carter Falling in on that tackle again. And that's going to be just shy of a first down. So we have our first 3rd down for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 1 on the Hornet 33-yard line. Opening drive of the game here on a Thursday night. Week 10, playoffs on the line. So here we go. 3rd and 1. Hornets are showing they might be bringing some pressure. They were expecting to run. Jay may have changed up their play call. They got rocking on the offensive line. They let him get away with it. It's a handoff at the middle, and he does have a big hole. Breaks a tackle and is brought down by Bodie Carter at the 11-yard line.
Good for another Bulldog.
So the Bulldogs have been successful in busting right up the middle here. Sorry, we'll get a little better camera work. If I can't get a little better camera work, I'm going to fire the cameraman. So All right, so Jay has moved the ball very well. The offense is definitely the strength of this Bulldog team. They've put up a lot of points this year. So the Hornets are getting their first dose of this high-powered Jay attack. It's a fake, and looked like it could have been offensive pass interference. They didn't throw a flag out there in the flat, and but the pass falls incomplete, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line. 8:15 left to go in the first quarter, so this game is just getting underway. This is the first drive of the game. Jay's moved the ball very well up the middle. Big 33 for them. He's been a handful for the Hornets to bring down. His name's Michael Rogers, and he's been running hard for the Bulldogs. It's a fumble. The ball is on the turf, but the Hornets couldn't see it. Wow, that was our opportunity right there. The only guy that knew the ball was on the ground was the running back, and he went and got it. So that is a bit of luck for the Bulldogs, and they end up gaining about 6 yards on the fumbled. It was a bobbled handoff, and so they get the ball all the way down on the 15-yard line now, and it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Hornets looking to possibly get a stop here. We haven't seen if the Bulldogs have a solid kicking game or anything yet, so we'll see if we can get a stop. That's falling. Great penetration. They did throw a flag on this play. The runner was very bottled up. Falling had a hold of his ankle and wasn't going to let go. The rest of the Hornets arrived, and he didn't get any gain on that play at all. It's at the 11-yard line. And if this is holding on the Bulldogs, the Hornets are going to have a decision to make. They can decline for 4th and 4, or they can take the penalty, and it'll be 3rd and 14. It's a face mask. Wow, I didn't see that, but I was watching the tackle at the ankles, so I missed the face mask. So that is a killer penalty on the Hornets, and that's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. I didn't see his head turn real hard or anything, but I really wasn't looking for that. So that's a tough call. The Hornets had him wrapped up. He wasn't going anywhere. And now it's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs, 1st and goal. So the drive kept alive by a penalty, and the Bulldogs are going to have 4 shots from the 10-yard line. There is a fumble again. The ball's on the turf, and the Hornets got it this time. The Hornets have recovered. There you go. It's Ethan Stevens with the recovery. That's the 2nd time the Bulldogs fumbled the quarterback-running back exchange, and the Hornets get a stop. All right. Well, folks, the Hornets are in business now. And that's the kind of break the Hornets are going to look for tonight. Turnover margin is going to have a lot to do with this game. The Bulldog offense is high-powered. They're going to be tough to stop on downs. We certainly will accept any help they're willing to give us tonight. So, Trey Tanner at quarterback. At the 5-yard shotgun, looks to hand off to Bo Bennett. He straight up the middle. Line of scrimmage was the 10. He is going to push forward and fall to the 13 or so. So we're going to get a 3-yard pickup on first down. Nice, tough run by Bennett. Got a little help from his friends. The Beatles would be proud of him. So we got 2nd and 7. For the Hornets. They are backed up deep inside their own territory, but they'll take it. They recovered a fumble on their own 10-yard line as Jay was poised to go in to score. Stevens in motion. It's a busted play. Trey Tanner breaks it. He's got a block, and he ends up getting to the 15-yard line. So he wanted to hand that to Stevens. There was a little miscommunication, and he ended up taking it himself, and he picked up 2 on the play, got some good blocking on the outside. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Hornets on their opening drive of the game, which started on their own 10-yard line after a Jay fumble. So it's 0-0, 6:35 to go in the first quarter, and a big 3rd down early. The Hornets will need 5 full yards, maybe 5.5 for a first down here. There's a shotgun snap. Tanner looks to throw. He does have a man. It was a tough window to squeeze it into. Diving attempt by Bodie Carter, just couldn't come up with the ball. And the Hornets are going to have to punt here. And would have been nice to pick up a first down or two and flip the field position, but you still can't complain about forcing a turnover on the opening possession. And hopefully we can get a good punt from Zayden Allen here and force the ball. Oh, and it's a high. Oh, boy, what a play by Nowlin. We'll see what happens on this possession, but that could be a game-saving play later on. Mark a star on that. Snap was high. Nowlin jumped up, caught it one-handed like Odell Beckham, then manages to get the punt off in the face of a serious Jay Bulldog rush. That was an outstanding play by Nowlin. And now the Bulldogs are going to have to go 32 yards instead of safety at the least, possibly a recovery in the end zone for a touchdown. So the Bulldogs take over in excellent field possession for their second possession of the game. First possession ended up in a turnover, a fumble. So here's the snap. They give it back to the big man, and he does have a hole. Got to give credit to the Bulldog offensive line. They're doing good work down there. And they're playing hard for their head coach, Mr. Eddie Barnwell. So the Jay football coach, long time football coach, today is his last home game, and he is retiring. So I'm sure the Bulldogs are fired up to try to send him out with a victory. And so far, they've done a great job blocking. But the scoreboard says 0-0, and there's a great play by Carter Falling. Burst through again, had him by the ankles. Trey Tanner cleans him up, and it's going to be a third down. So we got a third down here, 3rd and 1. Ball is on the Hornet 23-yard line. We're glad you're joining us today. It is 5:22 left in the first quarter, so this game's just getting underway, and our score is Hornets 0, Bulldogs 0 here in J America on Week 10 with a spot in the playoffs on the line. There's the snap. It's a fake. He's throwing a pass. Stevens was there. Wow. If he didn't throw that high, Stevens may have still been running right now. Ethan Stevens definitely read that perfectly. So now it's going to be 4th and 1. And you got to think the Bulldogs are going to go for it here. It'd be a long field goal. They've had a lot of success running it up the middle. So it feels like the Hornets got to really fortify that central part of their defense and expect them to give the ball to 33. The quarterback is also really good with his feet. So you're going to see some quarterback run game before the day is over. There's a false start. That was 76 for the Bulldogs. Got a little bit antsy on a 4th and 1. You understand the nerves, and that's going to be really beneficial for the Hornets here. You like 4th and 6 way better than 4th and 1. So that could be a big play here. And remember the play by the punter Nowlin leading into this drive, saving the high snap that was about to go through the end zone and somehow getting the punt off. And if the Hornets can get a stop here, that is going to continue to be a huge play in today's game. There's the snap. We got a rush. Oh, and he got it off just in time. That was a gutsy throw by the Jay quarterback for a first down. And Bo Bennett's eyes were as big as saucers, and he lit him up. If the quarterback would have held onto that ball for a nanosecond longer, that would have probably been a fumble because he absolutely got lit up. But he delivered a strike for the first down, and the Bulldog drive continues. Got split receivers, got tight ends in the game. First time they've shown this package. It's a handoff up the middle. 33 has a hole. And tell you what, that blocking scheme by the Bulldog offensive line has continued to be successful. That was 9 yards on first down. So the Bulldogs have found something with the power game up the middle, and the Hornets are definitely going to have to figure out scheme, personnel, whatever it is to handle Big 33 up the gut. So the Bulldogs are in business. They're at the 6-yard line now. There's the handoff. He's blown up. Jamison Williams with great penetration. Looks like Dawson Vansel met him up there. That was an outstanding play by Williams and Vansel. And it's going to be 3rd and 1. So here we go. Ball on the 7-yard line. And, every play in this game is huge. It's only in the first quarter, but big play here. It's a fake, and the Hornets read it. The QB is tough. Wow. That was 2 solid yards after contact, and he picked up a first down. He is good. He's good with his feet. There's no doubt about it. He ended up at the 4-yard line. That's just a tough run. He had 3 Hornets draped on him. He still picked up the first down. All right, so it's 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. The second time today they've had 1st and goal, although the score is 0-0. Low snap. There's a handoff to 22. The Hornets are ripping at the ball. They did blow it dead. That was Jamison Williams. He's shown up early. The freshman has been playing big for the Hornets. 22's Ryan Taylor. He's a junior. First time I remember him getting the ball. There's been a steady dose of 33 so far. 33 gets the play call, back in the game. That's Michael Rogers, the big kid for the Bulldogs, is only a sophomore. And he's a hefty running back. And he runs hard. All right, so the Hornets are in desperation mode here. 2nd and 2. Bulldogs get the snap. They do hand it up the middle, and the blocking pushes the Hornets back into the end zone. That's a touchdown. And the Bulldogs get to show off their fancy stadium lights here. It's a beautiful facility. Gotta love it for the kids from Jay to have a nice facility to play in. So, and a pretty nice scoreboard, too. We may have to get a picture of the scoreboard later. I'm sure the Hornet athletic department is taking notes. This beautiful Jay scoreboard over here. They set up in a swinging gate here. This is how they run their 2-point conversion plays. It's unconventional. They're already going with the reverse. He gets upfield, and the Hornets pull him down. Great job by number 55. That's Peyton Ayers. So the Hornets have been watching film on that play all week. There's so many variations of the swinging gate. That time they went with reverse. The kid had the options to throw the pass or to break it upfield. The Hornets had both of them covered. And the Hornets get a stop on the first 2-point conversion of the day. And if this game is as tight as we think it might be, then those 2-point conversions may end up being the deciding factor. So chalk one up to the Hornets there early. So the Hornets are going to receive for their second possession of the game. This is the first time the Bulldogs have kicked off. The Bulldogs received the opening possession, drove down to the Hornet 10-yard line where they fumbled. The Hornets recovered, took over, could not pick up a first down, punted out to the 33, so plus field position for the Bulldogs. They go ahead and punch it in, and now the score is 6-0 for the Bulldogs. And the Hornets know that the Bulldog offense is high-powered. They're going to score some points. So it's really going to be up to the Hornet offense to answer. We can't let them get 2 or 3 scores ahead. We're going to have to keep them within striking distance here. So here comes the kick. It's a squibber. They did not tee it up. It goes straight out of bounds. And there's the penalty flag for the kick out of bounds. So they didn't use a tee. They just set the football sideways and kicked a spinning top. And it did what tops do, and that was take a hard right turn and go straight out of bounds. So the Hornets will decide what to do there. We could take it at the 35-yard line, or we could take +5, I think, from where it is. That would be the 36. That'll give us an extra yard. Or we can make them re-kick. The Hornets will take it at the 36. And so here we go. Hornets take over for their second possession. Definitely best field position of the day. They're down 6-0. Empty backfield set here. Stevens motions, and it's a handoff to Stevens. And let's see what he can do. You know he's electric, Hornet fans. He's got the corner. Stevens for 11-12. Make it 13. That's a Hornet first down. And great blocking by the Hornets. The Hornet receivers out there, Trey Philippi, looks like Bo Bennett lead blocking there. Did a great job on that one. And the Hornets with a big pickup on their first play of their second possession. Well, it is a beautiful, clear night in Jay America, but there is a north breeze. And to Oklahomans who have been used to an Indian summer, it feels a little chilly. There's a fake. Trey keeps it, breaks a tackle. He's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards there.
Run out of bounds by number 55, Reese.
So Tanner faked it to Bennett and then kept it around the right side, and it is going to be 2nd and 7 for the Hornets. Hornets look like they have trip receivers to the left. That's Bodie Carter, Ethan Stevens, and Zayden Allen. Trey Philippi to the right. Bo Bennett in the backfield with Trey Tanner. We'll go through the offensive linemen later. The O-line has done a great job. Tanner's looking to pass. The O-line gives him plenty of time. He's got a man in the flat. Nallen picks up a block, and he's loose. Hold it tight, buddy. Woo! That football was swinging around, made me a little nervous there. That's a big first down for the Hornets. Great job by the O-line handling the pass rush. Trey Tanner moves out of the pocket, finds Nallen, and picked up a block or two downfield, and the Hornets got another first down. They're in Jay territory. That'll put the ball on the Bulldog 37-yard line. 1:43 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs lead 6-0. Twin receivers each side. Bennett in the backfield. This time it is a handoff to Bennett. Not much there. He was stacked up. And the Hornets have had a lot of success up the middle, and also they need to show it to the Bulldogs so they can keep going around the edge. So you definitely got to have a steady diet of Bo Bennett today, no doubt about that. That's a yard, half a yard pickup for the Hornets, so 2nd and 9. Play call comes in from the sideline. So the Hornet line today, 56, Landon Wooten, 51, Carter Falling. Shotgun formation, there's a snap. There's a pass out to the edge, overthrown for, pass intended for Trey Philippi. It was just high, he was open, just a little high, and we're gonna have a 3rd and 9, and you would think we would be in 4-down territory if we could pick up about half of it here. Probably don't want to go for it on 4th and 9, but 4th and 4, I think that'd be okay.
Third down.
So the Hornets got a big 3rd down here. We're going to need a chunky yardage. We're on the Bulldog 36-yard line. The Bulldogs are piping stadium noise in through the scoreboard. I don't know about that, guys. It's high school football. There is a big tackle by the Bulldogs out there. It's going to be a loss back to the 39, and that's what the Hornets didn't need. So now instead of 4th and short possibly, it's going to be 4th and 13. And the Hornets got to think about field position. They do. Send out the punting unit. So the Hornets unable to make any traction on 3rd down, and the Hornet coaching staff is elected to punt this one. And see if they can pin the Bulldogs back. This quarter's about to come to an end, and honestly, we'd like to kick it now. We're going to wait. Didn't want to rush it, but we're going to kick into the wind now, so it would have been nice to be able to get that one off. There is a significant north breeze, so maybe it's just because I'm being a pansy because it's been so warm, but the wind is blowing here tonight. So we'll be kicking into the wind. So that's the end of the first quarter. the Hornets trail here in J America. It's 6-0, and the Hornets were able to move the ball that last possession, but it stalled out at the Bulldog 40-yard line, and the Hornets will be about to punt. And I guess the one good thing is you're kicking into the wind, but you have a short field to kick into it. Maybe we can get this ball to check up and pin them back inside the 20-yard line. That may have been what the Hornet coaching staff was thinking on waiting until the second quarter to go ahead and punt this. So Nallen does have a big leg. He's capable of driving this into the end zone from the 42. Well, from the 40 is where we'll snap it. So the Hornets are about to punt this away, and the Bulldogs will take over for their third possession. Second quarter is about to begin. Score is J6, Vinita 0. And we're about to get this underway. There's the whistle. And first play of the second quarter is going to be a punt. Good snap. Nallen gets it. Nice punt. That's going to be down deep inside J territory. There you go, down to the 6-yard line, just like they drew it up. So if Jay's going to score, they're going to have to earn it. The Hornets pinned him back all the way at the 6-yard line, and we'll see if we can play the field position game here. The Hornets, yet to force a punt attempt by the Bulldogs. In fact, the Bulldogs drove inside the Hornet 10-yard line on both possessions so far in this game. Now, the Hornets have been watching this, and the defensive coaches, I'm sure, are seeing what the Bulldog game plan here is tonight and seeing if we can stop some of these up-the-middle runs. He has a nice little hole there. It looks like he's going to get 4.5 on first down. So, a bunch of Hornets up the middle on the stop. We got Big Dawson Henderson in there at nose tackle right now. Got Carter Falling, Jamison Williams on the line. Linebackers are Bo Bennett, Landon Wooten, Dawson Vansel, Trey Philippi. Out here on the edge corner is Keywan Ramsey. He goes with the man in motion. There's a handoff, and he's only going to get a yard. Great play by the Hornets. That looks like number 21, Bo Bennett on the tackle. And that's going to force 3rd and 5. Maybe 3rd and 4. So this is a big play here. The Hornets have them backed up. If we can keep them from getting a first down, they're going to have to punt, and the Hornets are going to have good field position. Bulldogs have twin receivers right and a tight end. They tried to get us to jump off sides. The Hornets flinched, but we did stay on our side of the neutral zone. The Bulldogs snap it. It's a speed option. Quarterback keeps it, and he has a hole. A big hole, and that's going to be a first down. So that's Bradley Rutherford, a junior, on the keep, and Rutherford does have some good wheels on him for a quarterback, and he's going to look to run the ball. That's the first time he's taken off today that I can remember, and it's good for a Bulldog first down. That was a real big play there, and the Bulldogs went with a speed option for the first time today, and the quarterback kept it, and he picked up about 17 yards or so. They got a neutral zone infraction on the Hornets, so whatever the Bulldogs are doing with the count, they do have the Hornets' attention, and they got 5 yards on that, and the Hornet coaching staff is going to have a talk with the officials. He doesn't like what the simulating the snap. He's not a fan of that, and so he had his piece to say. The Hornet coaches are going to talk to their players about watching the football on the snap, and hopefully we'll clean this up. So we're going to have 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs. The ball is on the Bulldog 33-yard line. It's 6-0. There's 10:08 to go in the second quarter. And if you're just joining us, or if you haven't been tuned into the district standings, the Bulldogs and the Hornets come in tonight tied in the district standings, 3-3. And 4-3 is going to mean playoffs, and 3-4 means it's basketball season. So the Hornets are definitely pushing for playoffs here. we have a playoff streak that is alive and well, and they want to keep it that way. They don't want it to be broken tonight. So the Hornets and the Bulldogs, you got to love this. Both teams are playing to keep their season alive. So everything to play for these kids. 1st and 5. Pistol formation. The Bulldogs have been in this pistol formation all night long. Quarterback just a yard or so in front of the running back. Hornets fake a blitz. We'll see if they stick with it. They do stick with it. Gap. Did he get the outside? He's got one guy to beat. Good stiff arm. And good play by Trey Tanner on the edge. Tanner was in space all alone and brought him down after only a couple yards. There is a flag on the play, and that's going to back up the Bulldogs.
Penalty marker on the field.
That is the first penalty that I recall on the Bulldogs. Hornets have had 2 or 3. Bulldogs had a false start in the last drive. So that's going to back them up 10, and we're going to have 2nd and 18. So that's big. Let's see if the Hornets can take advantage of this penalty and get off the field here. The Bulldog offense is difficult to stop, and when they help you, you got to take advantage of it. Here we go. Man in motion. It's a fake handoff. Quarterback keeps it. Can't bring him down, and he's loose. Trey Tanner and Bo Bennett chasing, and that was a broken tackle by Rutherford. He is a strong, tough runner, and he's going to get away sometimes, and he did right there, made a big play for the Bulldogs. And the ball is going to be placed right at the 50-yard line, so the Bulldogs are back in business. Bulldogs are back in business. Well, so far, the handoffs have been a little nervy for the Bulldogs. They've had 2 fumbles on handoffs. The passes to the flat, a little nervy. The Hornet cornerbacks jumping those routes, but the rest of what the Bulldogs have been putting together has been good. And there's a handoff up the middle. That's Michael Rogers again, big number 33. And that's going to be real close to a first down. I think it's going to be 2nd and inches. It is going to be 2nd and inches. So the Hornet Band has entered the building. Blue Pride letting the Bulldogs hear it here, trying to get everybody fired up. Shotgun snap. It's fumbled. That was funky. We got a false start. We would have liked to have a chance to recover that ball. So 2nd and inches becomes 2nd and 5. Thank you very much. Quarterback asked for the ball, and the ball ended up getting kicked 2 yards to the Hornets side of things. Boy, we would have liked that to have been a live ball. All right, folks, I'm officially putting the hoodie on over my ears. It's chilly. I know why you guys are watching it from home. That north wind is no joke tonight. It's good football weather, though. Really good football weather. Handoff up the middle. That was good vision by the Bulldog running back. Right up the middle, wasn't there? Oh, and Bennett is down. So we got a Hornet. Got a Hornet shaking up on the play. All right, well, let's take a look at that new Jay scoreboard for a second. Let's see if we can get the score here for us. Oh, it's just washing out. It's bright. So it's 6-0 Bulldogs, 8:42 to go. The Hornets do have a player down right now. He's getting attention. It's going to be 3rd and 1 on the Hornet 41-yard line. And Hornet coaching staff is going to help him up. He's fine. So that's Bennett for the Hornets. The Hornets are going to be back out there. Now I got to try to get it back at appropriate. There we go. All right. So we certainly hope Bennett can return. He's been a huge part of the Hornets' success the last few weeks. And now we got a 3rd and 1 here. So a big play for the Hornets. The ball on the Hornet 41-yard line. The Bulldogs are driving, and the Hornet band comes alive. There's a shotgun snap. It's a quarterback run, and he puts his nose up there and picks up 4, maybe 5 yards for a Bulldog first down.
Number 8, Tanner on the stop. It's good for a Bulldog.
Trey Tanner and Trey Philippi, the Treys combined there. Philippi a little slow getting up, but I think he's going to be all right. He's going to stay in the game. So the Bulldogs have another first down. It is 6-0 Jay already, and the Bulldogs are looking to extend that lead. We have 8:18 left here in the second quarter. The Hornets adjust to the formation, man in motion for the Bulldogs. That's a false start. They don't call it, but if the officials want to call that false start on the running back right there, that's been 2 or 3 times he's gotten a head start, anticipating the snap. So it's going to be a first down. It was a bit of a broken play. The JQB ends up just taking it right up the middle and picking up a first down. Rutherford, good ball player for them. And you can see why they've been able to put up so many points. And the Bulldog offensive line has been strong today so far. They've gotten a lot of good push. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Hand off to 33. That is Landon Wooten got a fistful of jersey and was not going to let him go. And that was a big play because he might have ran for a while if Wooten wouldn't have pulled him down. So it's going to be a 3-yard pickup, maybe 4. And the Hornets are going to have to figure something out here. The ball is on the 21-yard line. And the Bulldogs, all their yards have come off of running plays so far. They've tried to throw the ball a few times. I don't think they've completed any of them. So the Hornets are definitely going to commit to stopping the run here. Pistol formation, twin receivers, tight ends this time. It's a fake. Oh, and he wiggles out of it and ends up making a yard on the play. Boy, the Hornets had him dead to rights, and he is a good football player. He just wiggled out of that and then squirmed down to make it a 3rd and 3. And that's just a football player making football moves right there. And sometimes you got to tip your cap to the opponent. The Hornets do have a 3rd down, though. We have a chance to hopefully get off the field here. The ball is on the 19-yard line. 3rd and 3. Hand off to 22, and he's going to have a first down. Or real close. It is a first down. And so just enough. That was number 22 on the play, Ryan Taylor, a junior running back. And he bounced it outside and picked up to the Hornet 15-yard line. And it's another 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 6 minutes and counting here in the second quarter. And the score is 6-0 Jay. Shotgun snap, 22 again. Good blocking on the edge.
Taylor on the carry. Tripped up by number 20.
If you're a Bulldog fan, holding on the edge if you're a Hornet fan. Didn't get called. And so the referee said good block. And it's 2nd and 6. This game is moving fast. There hasn't been, all the plays have been up the middle. There hadn't been a lot of incomplete passes. It's already 5 minutes. There is a good job by the Hornet D, stacking them up. Really didn't get much there, and it brings up another 3rd down. And for the 3rd or 4th time on this drive, the Bulldogs are going to face a 3rd down. So far, they've converted every time. The Hornets are looking to flip the script here. Ball on the Hornet 9-yard line, 3 yards to go. So the Bulldogs are inside the Hornet 10, and that marks the third time they've managed to get inside the Hornet 10-yard line in 3 tries. So that definitely has been a struggle for the Hornets. The Bulldogs have moved the ball. Now, they've only scored once so far. They turned it over right here on their first drive of the game. There's shotgun snap. It's a little low. It's a fake by the quarterback, and they're going to pull him down right at the marker. Boy, it's close, but it is a first down. And, man, that Jay quarterback is – early on, they were giving the ball. Now he's keeping it. And he is showing why the Hornet coaching staff felt like he was their best player. So the Bulldogs had the ball, 1st and goal at the 4, and the Hornets are going to need to look for a goal line stand here. 1st and goal at the 4 for the Bulldogs, 6-0 in the Bulldogs' favor. There's a shotgun snap, handoff up the middle to 33.
Rogers on the carry.
Rogers, good job by the Hornet defense. He does pick up about half of what he needed. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 2. So this game is flying by. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Jay 6, Vinita 0. Jay is on the move, and the Hornets are looking for something, some sort of defensive stand here. We'll take a fumble. We'll take a stop. Up the middle for the Bulldog touchdown. And they've just had good push right there up the middle. And so the touchdown makes it J12, Vinita 0. Now, the Bulldogs use a swinging gate formation on their extra point attempts. So they go for 2 every time. And they've got a wide variety of plays out of this formation. Most of them are run-pass options. Last time they tried a reverse. There's a handoff, 2 handoffs, fumble, pick it up and go. Oh, I wish it was the NFL. That would have been 2. Vansel recovers the fumble, and so the Bulldogs have failed to convert on either of their 2-point tries. And if the Hornets can go down and put some points on the board, that could loom large later in this game. So the Hornets are going to get the ball back. And so far, the offense, 1 drive pretty far, 1 drive stalled out. There just haven't been very many possessions today. The Bulldogs have moved the ball, but they haven't been big plays. It's just been 8 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards. And so the clock tick. The Hornets are only going to touch the ball for the 3rd time. So it's not like they've just been shut down offensively. They moved the ball all the way to the Bulldog 36-yard line on their 2nd possession before it stalled out. And the Hornets did have to punt. They pinned the Bulldogs back, and the Bulldogs marched 94 yards from the 6-yard line for their 2nd score of the game. So far, the difference in this game has been that the Jay Bulldogs have been able to run the football on the Vinita Hornets. And the good news is it's only 12-0, and the Hornets are getting the ball back. And you know the Hornet playmakers could take it to the house at any minute. So we're going to have a kickoff here, 12-0. Jay piping the music in the stadium again. It's a squibber. That's tough to handle, and really a nice play by 22 down there. Chris Pesic with the really solid heads-up play. So the Bulldogs don't even tee the ball up. You know, they apparently don't have a field goal kicker or a kickoff guy. They just set the ball on its side like a watermelon and then kick it like a top and see what happens. And so far, the Hornets have handled it well on the 2 kickoffs they've had. So the score is J12, Vinita 0, 3:45 to go. And the Hornets have really good field position. Take over at the 50-yard line. So you got to wonder about that decision. That's a fumble. Tanner makes something out of nothing, and it's a 1-yard loss on the play. So Tanner
On the keeper.
There was a bit of a miscommunication on if he was going to hand it to the running back or he was going to keep it. Ball ended up on the ground, but Tanner scooped it up and made sure that didn't come back to really bite the Hornets. But we are behind the chains here. 2nd and 11 now. And the Hornets would love to get something here before halftime. That would really be a momentum changer. The Hornets will get the ball first in the second half. We need some points right here. Trey Tanner is eluding the rush, and he throws the ball away. So he had some time. Nobody could get open for the Hornets, and now we're facing 3rd and 10. And this drive just has not been what the doctor ordered here. And the Bulldogs going back. I'm going to complain about the piped-in stadium noise every time they do it, folks. So I'm just going to apologize for that right now. But I don't think we need this in high school sports. Let the fans cheer. Let the band play. But keep the super loud stadium speakers off. Hornets are going to call timeout, and I like that. Can't take them with you in the second half. And so the Hornets are going to talk about this play. It's 3rd and 10. And if the Hornets could get a conversion, we got good field position. And we could maybe do something here, put some points on the board. If we have to kick it back to Jay and hope they can't score before halftime, that is not ideal, to say the least. So far in 2 plays, the Hornets have managed to go backwards about 6 inches, and we're going to need to flip that script here on this 3rd down play. So the Hornets have the play call. The O-line is Ayers, Falling, Henderson, Gomez, and I'll have to pick up the other, Wooten. So here we go. Hornets in shotgun formation. Stevens in the backfield. It is a fake to Stevens. There's a rush. There's a pass down the middle. It's a jump ball. That could have been PI. Trey Philippi tried to come back to make a play and got tackled. But it was basically the Hornets threw it up for a jump ball and see what would happen. And the ball fell incomplete. So the Hornets are going to have to punt here, and now the goal is to keep it at 12-0 before halftime. So Nowlin is going to be tasked with a big punt here and see if we can back him up. There's the snap. Nowlin drills it high. It looks like it's going to get a Hornet roll. Let's see, it gets a huge Hornet roll. Now it checks up. And it does get down at the 21-yard line with 2:40 left. So lots of time on the clock. The Bulldogs take over. And so far, things have been coming up roses for the Jay Bulldogs tonight on senior night. It's 2:40 to go in the second quarter, and the Bulldogs lead the Hornets 12-0. And the Hornet defense is going to need a gut check here. We got to do something here. And keep this a 2-score game. Keegan Johnson in the game for the Hornets at linebacker. There's a low snap. It's on the ground. The Bulldog QB picks it up, but he's going to lose 3 or 4. And we appreciate all the help we can get there, folks.
Rutherford is sacked by number 56.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 14, and the clock ticks on. 2:22, Deuces Wild in the second quarter. 2nd and 14 for the Bulldogs, ball on the 18-yard line. And the Bulldogs are up 12-0. They'd love to score, but also I think they'd be content to go to the half up 12-0 too. So I don't expect anything crazy from the Bulldogs here. They are back to pass. The rush comes. They loft it deep. Oh, Stevens had the hand on the ball. Stevens is a tough customer over there. He's hard to beat, and you didn't beat him there. If anybody was going to pull that down, it would have been Stevens. And so now it brings another Hornet possession into the equation. The Hornets have one timeout left, and if they can get a stop here on 3rd and 14, they can force the Bulldogs to punt, and we can get one more crack at this thing. So the decision, it was an aggressive call by the Bulldogs, and the incomplete pass has breathed life back into the Hornets here, but we got to get the stop to pay it off. So far tonight, we have not been able to get off the field. shift. They tried to draw us off sides. We didn't even flinch that time, and it's going to be a timeout called by the Bulldogs. So both coaching staffs are going to have a chance to talk this over. And the Hornets are going to see if they can figure out what the Bulldogs might do here on 3rd and 14. It's going to be an interesting call by the Bulldogs. They're up 12. They're not in good field position. They're behind the, they're behind the chains. You would think prudent, if you were prudent here, you just hand the ball up the middle or maybe try to get the ball to their QB in space. That QB option was a big play for them in this exact moment earlier in the game on a 3rd and 9 or 10, and they picked it up. So I think the Hornets are definitely going to be expecting Rutherford. So they come out in an empty set. That doesn't mean it'll stay that way. A lot of high school teams are going to this empty set, spread them out, and then motion a running back into the backfield. So we'll see what they got here in store for us. 5 wide receivers. Quarterback does bring a man back. He's not going to hand it. They're going to throw. They flush him out of the pocket. The pass is broken up by Bodie Carter. That's a great play. That is a really nice play by Bodie Carter. Broke on the ball, smashed the ball into the turf, and the Hornets are going to get the ball back and keep their timeout with 1:50 on the clock. And the Jay coaching staff very aggressive with their play calling here in the end of the second quarter, up 12-0, and now they may have given the Hornets life that they would have preferred not to. Stevens is back to return this kick, and he's standing in Bulldog territory. Now, the Bulldogs, wait. It is a good punt with a good roll. So that was a low-line drive, and it is going to roll and roll and roll. So the Bulldogs punter just kind of held the ball, waiting to see if there was any rush, letting his lineman get down the field. Then he hit the punt. There was no opportunity for Stevens to return that. So the Hornets are going to get the ball with 1:36 to go. And let's see if they can give the Hornet faithful something to cheer about. There is an outstanding crowd here tonight on the Vinita sidelines. The Jay Visitor Stadium is absolutely packed, which the Hornet fans are grateful for because they're sharing the body heat here on a chilly November night. It's not cold. I'm being a crybaby. I know it. And but that north wind, let's just say most of the Hornet fans have their hoods on. There's a shotgun snap. Stevens looks for number 1. That's DJ Smith. He gets stacked up.
Pass complete to number 1, Smith.
After that was a little bit of extracurricular after the whistle right there. And Smith picks up a couple yards on first down. 1:16 and counting. The Hornets do need to be in a little bit of a hurry if they want to pay this off here. Of course, the Hornets have big playability. They're looking for it again, and the Bulldogs read that route. The Bulldog cornerback, number 4, Zach Eberle, was in on the stop there. He's a senior. He saw that once. He wasn't going to bite twice. And that was dangerous, folks. 1:03 to go. And Hornets, 3rd down. 1:03 to go in the second quarter. And the Hornets have about 7 to go. The always tasteful Jay Bulldog piped-in stadium noise blaring in the background. Shotgun snap. They're looking at a boy. They tried to set up a screen, but the Bulldog linemen weren't lured upfield very much, and the Hornets just can't get anything going there. And we're going to have to punt here with 59 seconds on the clock, and we'll see. So the Bulldogs had confidence in their defense. They were aggressive on their play calling, and their defense got them off the field. Hornets could not take advantage of the extra possession. So the Bulldogs bring the rush. And that is a roughing the kicker. That was bad. Now there's going to be a return, but that was really cheap. That is a completely defenseless player, Nowlin, who got the kickoff in the face of tremendous rush, and he got blown up. That's going to be 15 yards, and the Hornets are going to keep the ball. And Nowlin's a tough kid, but you can't do that, and you hate to see that too. He is absolutely defenseless out there. It's up to the referees to take care of him, and they did. We've got a shouting contest between the Jay America cheerleaders and the Vinita Hornet cheerleaders, and you gotta love high school sports. It's been a fun season. Hopefully we live to see one more. And the Hornets are definitely in this ball game, and they have new life this possession. They still have a timeout. Now the ball's at the J 49-yard line after the roughing the punter penalty. And let's see what we do. We're going to hand off to Stevens, and you know he can go if he gets a hole. He gets 3, and the Hornets are going, but I like that. Give him the ball and see if we can bust one here. That's been the Hornets' money plays. Big, long runs by Stevens and Bennett because those guys are so explosive. So it's 27 seconds on the clock. Tanner keeps it and gets wrapped up. And so we're going to have at least one, maybe 2 more plays here. Hornets take a timeout, 13 seconds on the clock. So the Hornets are going to talk it over, 3rd and 6. And only 12 seconds left on the clock here. You got to feel like the Hornets are definitely going to be, now I use the word aggressive. They may just hand the ball to Stevens, but I say you got a horse that could take it to the house. You know, he's definitely the fastest player on the field. It's not close. If you get him loose, he will score. I think he needs to touch the ball. That or I'd love to see a wheel route right here to Stevens is what I'd like to see. And we'll see what the Hornets dial up. Play action pass to Bodie Carter's also been good. The Bulldogs have their safeties really deep. It is a play action pass. They are throwing it down the seam, and it's intercepted. And now we need to pull them down here. It's time for the Hornet O to play defense. And there's the tackle, and there is a penalty. And it was Trey Tanner who brought him down with no time on the clock. That's okay. You throw the ball up. You take your chance. The penalty is probably on Jay. If it's on Vinita, Jay will have an untimed down. So we don't want penalties anyway, but we certainly don't want one right here. I can't imagine what the Hornets would have done right there. We're going to decline and go to halftime. So that's going to be it for the Hornets and the Bulldogs in the first half. Score is J 12, Vinita 0 on a chilly November night here from J America. I'm going to step away from the mic and let the bands take it away.
First half, with your score 12-0.
And we will be back for the second half. Everything's still to be decided. The Hornets will get the ball first. So there's a lot of reason for optimism. But the coaching staff is definitely going to have to figure something out. The stat line is ugly for the Hornets right now. Yardage pretty lopsided. Fortunate to have a turnover that we forced. And so we're going to go to halftime with the score of Vinita 0, J 12. And we will let the J halftime show take it away here.
I think we're going to lose our season. Sorry, Coach Neal. What's up, Coach Neal? Is it a chilly night in J America?
That's Bob one.
Tonight, we would like to recognize 4 J High School teachers that have been selected by our senior athletes who have made a significant impact on their lives during their time at J High School. The first teacher is Jennifer Martin. One student said, "She has always been there when I needed her the most, and she is the utmost faith in me." Secondly, we recognize Jessie Woolard. Another student said of Miss Woolard, "She has been our teacher since the 7th grade. She has always supports us and pushes us to success."
All right, honey. You need anything?
Our third teacher tonight is Stacy Stapleton. Students say she has always taken extra time to help and just have a good, genuine conversations with us. She is a good person to look up to and has a good heart. She is also very smart.
Oh my goodness. I almost need to be sitting on
Last
this.
but certainly not least, we recognize Sheila Sturgis, also known as Coach Buzz.
I might need to get that
One student said, "I've had Buzz for all my years in high school, and she's never given up on anything. She always knows what to say and how to say it. She has motivated me to do things I thought I couldn't do." Thanks again to you teachers for all that you do. Let's give a nice round of applause for these 4 outstanding educators. Now at this time, would you welcome to the field the Bulldog Pride Marching Band. The band would like to thank this year's sponsors: L&L Outdoors, Four State Chiropractic, J Education Foundation, Linda's Florist Shop, Yang Chinese Food, Okie Original Printing and Embroidery, the Chapman Barnett family, J Pizza Hut, J Sonic. Tonight the band will perform excerpts from their 2024 show, Rock the Bulldog Jukebox. Please enjoy tonight's selections, including Old Time Rock and Roll, Girlfriend, Baby Shark, and Shut Up and Dance. Drum major, is your band ready?
We're going with the classic Baby Shark. Sure. We're going to do the motion.
Let's give another round of applause for the Bulldog Pride Marching Band.
All right, folks, we're down to 7 minutes here to go at halftime, and I'll be back with you with a couple minutes to go to get you set up for the third quarter. The score is J12, Vinita 0. It's halftime, and the Hornets will get the ball first in the third quarter. Does she have a face? You did do a game without a chair, right? Didn't you do one without a chair? Okay. This is, I assume, like, life-changingly better.
I mean, except for their stands are stretched. So,
Can't spread out because there's so many people.
I just feel like there's more space.
Well, I mean, they're so much taller. There's a lot more.
So, I mean, I'm having to sit.
All right, folks, the teams are still in the locker room, but we're down to 3:33 on the stadium scoreboard here in halftime. So I want to take a second to maybe say a few thank yous and get you guys set up for the second half here. Shout out to my boys that couldn't be here tonight to help me do the broadcast. We had Garrett Maxey on the second Mike 1 game this season, and Taylor Troyer has been with me for, I think at least 3 different games this season. And they sure do make fun, this broadcast fun. And so here I'm solo. I'm running solo here on Thursday night in Jay America. The Hornets had a girls basketball scrimmage today. So basketball season is just around the corner. Also want to say thank you to the Hornet administration for supporting this live stream so we could be here bringing you guys the action from the Vinita Hornet football games this season. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm honored that I had the chance to bring you the call, and it's been especially fun the last couple weeks here where the Hornets have put a couple of W's on the board and made this real interesting here these last 3 weeks. So to recap that part of things, going into the last 3 weeks of the season, there was a 4-way tie for this 4th playoff spot between Jay, Inola, Cleveland, and Vinita. And week 1, Vinita goes up against Inola, and that game was at Memorial Stadium in Vinita. It was an awesome battle. The Hornets came out on top. I want to say the score was maybe 28-25. So the Hornets kind of survive in advance, keep their playoff hopes alive in the first game of that 3-game stand. So then last week, the Hornets piled into the big yellow buses and took a ride to Cleveland, America. And it took them a second to find their legs. The score was 0-0 all the way into the second quarter. And then when the Hornets found the switch, they found it. And they were cooking with gas the rest of the game. The Hornets went on to win that game 37-7 with the only score for the Cleveland Tigers, a touchdown at the end of the game against the Hornet junior varsity players, young guys getting some time. So that brings us to tonight, because while the Hornets were taking care of business against Inola and Cleveland, the Jay Bulldogs on the other side of the district were doing the same. The Bulldogs with a big win over the Cleveland Tigers, a close-fought match against the Inola Longhorns, just like it was for the Hornets. And so that brings us to Week 10, and this Thursday night matchup here in Jay America at their brand-new facility. If you missed it, it's the final home game, potentially the last game ever for legendary Jay football coach Eddie Barnwell. And so the Hornets are looking to spoil that for them. And so far, the Bulldogs have definitely had the better of it through 2 quarters. The score is Jay 12, Vinita 0. If you're looking for a silver lining, you don't have to look too far. The Hornets really haven't played that well, and yet they are 100% in this ball game, especially considering that the Hornets are going to receive this opening kickoff. Now, the Bulldogs do something squirrely. They put the football down right on the ground like a watermelon, and they kick it like a top. And they did one that went deep to the 30 and went out of bounds, and so the Hornets got the ball on the 36-yard line. And the other time, it was short, and it was one player on the Hornet football team that stood between Jay and an onside recovery, and that was Hornet sophomore Chris Pesich, who is a special team specialist. And Pesich made a great play on the ball, recovered that onside kick. The Hornets took over at the 50-yard line. They just could not move the ball. The Hornets had one successful drive. They took the ball from their own 36-yard line, moved the ball down to the J37 before that drive finally stalled out. And the Hornets haven't been able to put anything on the scoreboard. Now, something to look for in the second half. The Hornets senior running back and linebacker, and really one of the heart and souls of the Hornet defense, is number 21, Bo Bennett. He was shaken up in the second quarter, and he did not return to the game. Now, I see him in the end zone right now. He's got his helmet on. If Bennett can go, that is definitely going to be key for the Hornets. He probably has about half the touchdowns for the Hornets on the season, and the Hornets are going to need to score down 12-0. Also, he's a key player for the Hornet defense, so we certainly hope Bo's feeling good, and we hope he can return to the action tonight. He is a senior, so if the Hornets can't make this comeback, then he and the rest of the Hornet senior class would have to hang it up after tonight, and I know none of them are ready to do that. So both teams are on the field warming up. There's, it looks like we're real close to getting underway here. Hornet QBs, Trey Tanner and of course Keegan Johnston throwing the ball back and forth a good 40 yards. These two guys have some cannons on them. And we'll see if the Hornets have to show off those arms today. If they continue to be down multiple scores, we're going to have to throw the ball around a little bit. So right now, you really got to – I think we got to stick with the run game. It's not time to abandon the run game. The Hornets' run game, by far the strength of the offense this season. And the one drive that we did get things going, we got things going in the run game. We had a couple of nice passes as well. Mixing it up, keeping the Bulldogs off balance would be a big key for the Hornets here. But in the end, you got to stick with your bread and butter. What's got you to this point this season with a chance to go to the playoffs, and that's those big boys up front with push, and that's Bo Bennett and Ethan Stevens, Thunder and Lightning. And if the Hornets are going to win, you got to think that a heavy dose of Bennett and Stevens with a little bit of Trey Tanner, quarterback keeper, would be the secret sauce. So the Bulldogs have the ball lying very flatly on the 40 like they have all day. And it looks like he wants to kick it deep this time. He does squib it. It's going to get picked up by Ramsey, who takes a knee at the 32-yard line. So the Hornets are going to take over there. And the second half is underway, and the Hornets are looking to get in business here in the third quarter. The Hornets have had a few games where they had slow starts, and they had been able to get some momentum in the second half. So we'll see if that pattern continues today. The Hornets are going to need it if the season's going to continue. It is Hornets 0, Jay 12, and here's the first offensive play of the third quarter. It's a handoff up the middle, and who is that? It's Bo Bennett, and he's loose. Bennett's back, and he's loose for a big gain for the Hornets. That's going to go for 30, 40 yards. Tanner gets in the middle, a little bit of a skirmish afterwards. You don't want to gain 40 yards and get a silly penalty. Great blocking by the Hornets. Bennett is back. And he's back in a big way all the way down to the Bulldog 29-yard line. And that's the furthest penetration of the night for the Hornets. The Hornets are going to have two receivers left, one right, Vancelin at sniffer, Bennett in at the tailback. We hadn't shown this tight end look. That's a bad snap. And Bennett falls on it, and that's going to put us behind the chains here. That's going to be a big loss all the way back to the Bulldog 38-yard line. And so that's a killer right there. First down, chance for positive play, and just looks like the referee is trying to work on Carter Falling. Falling's been playing with broken bones in his left arm the last 3 weeks, and he hadn't let him slow him down. Definitely the Hornets' top offensive lineman. There's a hand. It is good blocking. Bennett's got the corner. Strong run. They don't bring him down for a while. He's going to pick up a good 15 yards, and the Hornets have come out with an attitude here to start the second half. And it is going to be third down. But, the Hornets lost 10 yards on that fumbled snap, and they picked up 14 to make it 3rd and 6. And the Hornets are definitely in 4-down territory. And just like we talked about at halftime, the Hornets have stayed committed to the run. And in fact, they've even brought in Dawson Vansel at the tight end sniffer position, and we've gone even more of a power look. So the Hornets bring Stevens into the game now at tailback. It's 3rd and 6. It's a fake. Tanner's got Carter on the slant, and the ball is broken up by number 4 for the Bulldogs. That's Eberly.
Brings up 4th down.
They've been matching him up with Bodie Carter, the Hornets' best receiver, all night, so he must be their top cornerback. So it's a big play for the Hornets. Down 12-0. It's 4th down. We're going to go for it. It's 4th and 5. And let's see what the Hornet coaching staff has dialed up. Let's see if the Hornet O-line can get some good push or give some good protection. There's a fake. We're going to pass. He's looking end zone for Carter. Carter goes up for it, and it is an interception. Intercepted in the end zone. It's 4th down. You had to throw it up and see what happens. The Jay cornerback made a great play on that, and that's a big play here early in the second half. The Hornets come up empty on their first possession. The Bulldogs take over at the 20. So the fumbled snap on 1st down does come back to bite the Hornets, and we just can't. We got so far behind the chains, could not convert. And the Bulldogs take over. Now, the Bulldogs were only forced into 1 punt in the first half. It was at the end. They marched up and down the field, and it was all on the strength of their running game and their big O-line. And the Bulldogs are planning on continuing to lean on that O-line here. There's a handoff, 33. Trey Philippi with the tackle, but he's going to be dragged down after a big gain on 1st down. That play has been there all day for the Bulldogs. He's going to pick up 7. And that's that big sophomore tailback for the Bulldogs, Michael Rogers, on the carry. Bulldogs with twin receivers each side. There's that handoff. The Hornet, middle of the Hornet defense, strong that time. Landon Wooten in there.
Rogers on the carry. Several Hornets there on the stop.
Carter falling in there. And the Hornets have adjusted their D-line rotation. They've put Falling in at nose tackle. They had him playing one of the DN spots. Hornets play a 3-4, 3-down linemen, 4 linebackers. And they had Falling matched up against who they considered to be the Bulldogs' top lineman. But the Bulldogs had found some room up the middle. And so they moved him. The Bulldogs are going to pick up a 1st down. So it's 3rd and 2. The Hornets don't give up much, but it is just enough. And that's been the story of the night. The Bulldogs have just been able to, as my friend Garrett Maxey said, it's a running game math. 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. And they've just been able to churn out these possessions and the clock. There have not been a lot of possessions in this game because the Bulldogs have been so effective at churning up 1st downs. That's 56 Wooten in on the tackle. And that's going to be a short gain. Give him 3.5. So the Hornets fare a little better on 1st down that time. Big time play by Landon Wooten. Wooten's a senior. Several seniors on this Hornet defense that play key roles all across that front there. These guys are not wanting this to be the last game, and they are going to put it all on the line. In fact, there is a bunch of seniors on the field for the Hornets. There's a fumble. Find it, Hornets, find it. I think they came up with it. That's the 3rd fumbled snap. That's Wooten that falls on it. Big time play for the Hornets, and we're back in business. So the Bulldogs have been a little shaky on those quarterback, running back handoffs. And that time, I think the running back thought he was going to keep the ball. The quarterback thought he was keeping it. And the ball ended up on the turf. And the Hornets are back in business. All right, Gomez in at center for the Hornets. Tanner at QB. That's Bo Bennett at running back. The handoff is to Bennett. He's got a hole, folks. There he goes. Great block. Oh, my goodness. That is the referee threw. I'm telling you. Oh, that's a killer penalty. And he threw it from 40 yards away. And he's calling a holding on the Hornets. That is a killer penalty.
Call against the Hornets.
Probably not going to cost a ton of yardage, but Bennett finished that in the end zone. And so it wasn't anywhere near the play. They called it somewhere in the middle. Bennett was on the Hornets sideline, and, the coaching staff will have to watch that on film, but there's no way that affected the play. But they threw the penalty, and the Hornets are set back to 1st and 10. So that's a killer for the Hornets. We'll see if we can overcome it here. Bennett again. He's got a hole. There he goes. Nice run. And Bennett has come out strong in the second half.
21 Bennett on the carry.
Another first down for the Hornets. No penalty that time.
It's good for a 1st and 10.
So the Hornet senior class isn't huge, but they are key contributors on this team. Across the line, you've got Falling, you've got Ayers, you've got Wooten, you've got Sniffer, Dawson Vansel, running back Bo Bennett, wide receivers Trey Philippi and Bodie Carter. Bennett bounces it to the outside, breaks a tackle. He's going to get strung out for no gain, though. Good job by the Bulldog defense. So the Hornets had the ball at the Bulldog 30-yard line. It is 2nd and 11, and the Hornets are down 12-0 here in the third quarter, 6:42 and counting. Hornets got the play call. We got Philippi and Stevens wide right, Carter wide left, Vansel. The Hornet coaching staff has found something with Vansel here in the running game. And it's going to be a pass. Trey runs. He's got room. And he's going to be just a few yards short of a first down. And there's no doubt we're in 4-down territory. So that was a nice positive play on 2nd down after we were behind the chains. And it's going to be 3rd and short. Looks like the Hornets need about 3 yards to go. So the Hornets have the ball on the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. Coach Mitchell with the play call.
3rd down. That's your cue.
Bulldogs continuing to pipe in obnoxious stadium noise through their scoreboard speakers. There's a handoff. Bennett looks for a hole, and he's got it! Up the middle! That's a touchdown for the Hornets! There it is! Great blocking, good patience by Bennett, waited for the Hornet lineman to get on to second level, took it to the house. And that is the way you respond, Hornets. The second turnover of the day by the Jay Bulldogs, another fumbled handoff, and the Hornets cash it in, and it's 12-6 pending the extra point. Snap is down, and it is an excellent PAT by Nowlin. That looked really nice. And the Hornets are in business. It's 12-7. Hornets trailing Jay, and we've got ourselves a football game here in Jay America, folks. I'm glad you're joining us tonight. So 6:12 to go in the third quarter. The Hornets get on the scoreboard and capitalize on the turnover. And now it's Jay 12, Vinita 7. So the Hornets have gotten a big lift from Bennett back in the game. The O-line did an amazing job the last two drives. The Hornets have had the ball twice, moved the ball twice. The Hornet coaching staff with a little wrinkle for the third quarter added Dawson Vansel in as an extra blocker at the sniffer position, and they have found something with that. Of course, the Bulldog coaching staff are going to see if they can adjust here. But so far, the Hornets have had the better of it here in the third quarter. All right, so the Hornet kick coverage team fans out. Zayden Allen, Hornet kicker, stands over the ball. All right, here we go. It's a deep onside, Hornets' favorite kick, number 4 for the Bulldogs, fields it, and he's got a hole, and he's got room, and he fumbles it out of bounds. But he's all the way up to the Hornet 46-yard line. So just not quite enough hang time on that. The Hornet kick coverage couldn't quite stay disciplined in their lanes, and the Bulldogs gashed the Hornet kick coverage team for a big return there. So the Bulldogs are going to start in plus field position, and the Hornets are going to need something here. So for the Hornets, on the D-line right here, we got Dawson Henderson in at nose tackle. Peyton Ayers, another a senior. Dawson Henderson's a junior. Peyton Ayers, a junior, and Jamison Williams back in. The Blue Pride Band doing their part. And to counteract the fake, there's a fake and a pass out to the outside for a wide receiver screen. And Stevens played that really nice.
Johnson, number 7, Stevens on the
and the Bulldogs really have not had much room at all on any of those outside plays. The Hornet cornerbacks, Ramsey and Stevens, have done a real nice job today keeping that shut down. The Bulldogs have had a lot more success with quarterback run game and with big number 33 to the right side of their line. That's where they've been making their money tonight. It's a 2nd and 7, and there's a handoff to 22, and he drags the Hornets. That's a strong run. Wooten wouldn't let go. He finally got a little help from his friends. Philippi brings them down. But that's going to be a first down. And that's just tough running by the Bulldog running back. That's number 22 for them. Ryan Taylor, a junior. And the Bulldogs have a first down. The Hornets have thrown down a gauntlet here in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs are trying to respond. It's 1st and 10 at the Hornet 35-yard line. Trip receivers to the right. Hornets are showing pressure by Wooten up the middle. Now they back off. Last time, Wooten did go ahead and come. So let's see if the Hornets, he does come. It is a handoff up the middle, and he has a hole, and he's bounced it out, and he's rode down. There's a fumble. That ball was out, and the Hornets recovered it. That's another turnover. Trey Philippi gets on the ball, and the Hornet defense has continued to turn the Bulldogs over tonight. That's the 3rd turnover of the game. And the Hornets have the ball back at the 16-yard line. So far tonight, the Hornets have 4 stops, 3 turnovers, and a punt. So the Hornets take over after the big fumble recovery by senior Trey Philippi. I couldn't quite catch who knocked it out there, but big play by the Hornets. And we're back in business here. So Hornets had the ball. It's a handoff to Bennett. Bennett looks outside. He's got a man to beat. He retreats. He's got the whole J team on him. He reverses field. There's no flags. Bennett's got somebody to beat. He beats him. Wow! That is really good discipline by the Hornets, and big play by Bo Bennett, and the Hornet faithful is on their feet. What a play. That looked like little Joe Washington back there. And the Hornets pick up a first down. And Bennett is gassed. But what a play by the Hornet senior running back. And he ended up picking 17 or 18 yards up. He probably ran 100. There's Stevens, and Stevens has got room. Stevens, boy, He is lightning, but man, he was making me nervous. That ball was flinging around there. Woo, boys. That's a first down, but my anxiety is through the roof on that play. So we're to the 45-yard line now. The Hornets are in business after the fumble. You definitely feel the momentum has shifted here tonight. In the first half, it was all Bulldogs. The second half so far tonight, the Hornets have really turned this thing around. There's a handoff, and he's got a hole. Stevens! Oh, and he slipped on the turf, and he might have went. He's still going to pick up 8 yards. Boy, the turf monster tackled him right there. He slipped on the Bulldogs' tongue on the midfield logo. And
brings up second down.
So Stevens, real nice hole. I'm telling you, the Hornet O-line is putting on a clinic right now. They are putting a hat on a hat, and the running backs are being patient, waiting for the hole to open, and the Hornet running game has come alive here in the second half. There's a broken tackle in the backfield. Stevens squirts through for a first down, and there he is all year long. Oh, there's a flag. That's that same deep field, the same guy that threw the holding penalty on Bennett's first touchdown. And let's see what he's got this time. I want to say it might be on the Bulldogs, and it is. There's a face mask on the tackle. Well, that guy is deep, but he is watching like a hawk. And that time the penalty is going to be a big boon for the Hornets. And we're in Bulldog territory, and it's deep in Bulldog territory, all the way down to the Bulldog 26-yard line, and the Hornets have all the momentum right now. We got a little thunder and lightning with Bennett and Stevens, and you got to give a ton of credit to the Hornet O-line and to Dawson Vansel for putting a hat on a hat, and open, there's a holding call. And Stevens breaks loose, and he may go to the house. He does, but it's coming back. That referee threw the penalty early, and he did not move an inch. So the Hornets are going to get called with a hold, and it's unfortunate because Stevens, that's the third time tonight a Hornet running back has been in the end zone. Only one of them is counted. The other two called back for penalties. But that is the kind of big playability the Hornets are bringing to the table here. And we can't let this get us down here. The Hornets have a drive going, and we can't let this penalty be a drive killer. The Hornet coaching staff yelling, next snap, let that one go. If you watch Ted Lasso, be a goldfish. Here we go. It's a handoff to Stevens. And the Bulldogs, that looked like a face mask. They did. The Hornet fans are upset. And they did not get that call. And the Hornets needed that call because it's second in a million. So Bennett back in. Stevens takes a breather. And it's second and about 19 or so to go for the Hornets. Ball on the Bulldog 35-yard line, and it is 4-down territory if we can make a big play here. There's a handoff, and the Bulldogs are just sold out right now. The Hornets are going to have to fake that and throw the ball. Maybe just the bubble screen. The Hornets have a bubble screen they can throw out of that look. So now it's going to be third down and a bundle. And that penalty on the penalty they called on the Hornet touchdown run is looming large right now in this game. 1:43 on the clock. J12, Vinita 7. Vinita is driving with a chance to take the lead. That's a fake. Tanner scrambles. He's got room. He's going to roam for a while. Gets out of bounds. Was that a late hit? Wow. Tanner got laid out over there on the sideline. The officials were watching.
Ran out of bounds by number 14.
They deemed it to be a hard-nosed play. The Hornet coaching staff was looking for a call. So it's going to be 4th down and about 10, and you imagine the Hornets will go for it on the 30-yard line. But the Hornet faithful in the stands definitely feel like the refs have missed a couple of calls. A potential face mask and a potential late hit out of bounds on this drive here. So it's going to be 4th down, and the Hornets are going to talk about it. So game reset. It's the 3rd quarter, week 10. The Jay Bulldogs and the Vinita Hornets are tied in the district standings. The winner will go to the playoffs. So the stakes couldn't be higher. 1:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs 12, Hornets 7. The Hornets have the ball. So far this half, the Hornets have driven down and been stopped on 4th down. Then they forced a turnover, scored a touchdown. Then they forced another turnover, and here they are back on 4th down. So far in the second half, the Hornets have moved the ball basically at will. The only thing that stopped us is our own self-inflicted penalties. So the Hornets have 4th and 11. And the Bulldogs continue to pipe. Folks, I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to complain all night about this piped-in stadium noise. It just doesn't have a place in high school football. But the Bulldogs are going to keep pumping that into the stadium. So here we go, 4th down. Shotgun snap. We got a man open. There he is. It's caught. Stevens. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Hornets. There it is. No flags, and the Hornets have the lead. All day long. Boy, the Hornet O-line really gave Trey Tanner a long time. The Hornets had 2 receivers in the middle of the field, and it was not clear which receiver he was throwing it to. In the end, Stevens reversed field, made a play on the ball, and that's a Hornet touchdown. Now and for the extra point, it's up. It's good, and the Hornets have the lead here in Week 10. Vinita 14, the Jay Bulldogs 12. What a 3rd quarter for the Hornets. Now, you hope the Hornets are fired up, folks. You hope that the wind continues to die down. A lot of times, the later in the evening, the wind kind of goes away. If you ever sat in a tree stand, you know how it is. So the further we go on here, we still got this north wind. It hasn't slacked off much. The Hornets have the wind in the 3rd quarter, but wouldn't it be nice if the winds were to die down a little bit for the 4th quarter? I mean, a guy can hope, right? So, what a big throw by Trey Tanner. Big catch by Ethan Stevens, the junior combo, with the huge play for the Hornets. Tons of time by the Hornet O-line. And the Hornets have the lead in the 3rd quarter with the playoffs on the line here in Jay America. Nolan goes back to kick, and he has a lot of juice in that leg. And he kicks it real deep, drives him back to the 5. And the Jay returner is flung down at the 25-yard line by the Hornet kick coverage. So the adrenaline straight into the foot of Zayden Allen, drills it all the way back to the 5-yard line, and the Hornet coverage. The Bulldogs are going to have a long field. Looks like they're going to start at the 27. It is a beautiful night for football. Dry as a bone. There's a chill in the air. Lets you know it's fall. So here we go. The Bulldogs have turned it over twice this half. There's a snap. It's a fake. The quarterback keeps it. He's up the middle for a nice gain on 1st down. And the Jay quarterback has been their best player today, as advertised. That's Junior Rutherford. He's a ball player. And Brady Rutherford picks up 6 yards on first down on the keeper. And he did take some shots. The Hornet defense made him pay for running it up in there. But he's as much of a running back. And that was just a quarterback design. And Falling met him and said, no, no, no. Falling blew that up. Number 13. That's Trevor Mawson on that play for the Hornets. So the Hornets have some young guys in making a play, and it's 3rd and 4. And what a big play. Carter Falling absolutely destroyed the man trying to block him. And that was a huge play for the Hornets. Hornets showing a run blitz by Moss. Now he backs out of it. I think he's coming, though. There he is. It's a speed option, and he's pulled down by 44 Vansel, and that's real close, folks. That is real close. It is a first down. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Hornets have stormed back here in Jay America, and they have taken a lead to the 4th quarter. It's Vinita 14, Jay 12. And you're not going to want to go anywhere tonight, folks. This is going to be a barn burner all the way down to the end. And you just got to point to turnovers. Turnovers have been key. The Hornets have only forced 1 punt tonight. 1 punt and 3 turnovers. So we'll see if Jay can clean that up. See if the Hornets can get a stop the old-fashioned way. But right now the impetus is on Jay points because Jay has gone for it both times, and the Hornet defense has been ready for the swinging gate. If the Bulldogs converted one of those 2-point conversions, it's a tie game. If the Bulldogs converted 2 of those 2-point conversions, then they have the lead. Instead, it's the Hornets with the lead. And so those 2-point conversion gimmick plays that the Hornets have been ready for are looming large here tonight. So what a quarter by the Hornets, but they're going to have another good quarter if they're going to make it pay off. The Hornet offense has been money in the second half. The defense has given up a few yards, but they've forced turnovers. Bulldogs had the ball, 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. There's the snap. It's a handoff. No, it's not. Pitch outside. The ball's up. Oh, it was off the turf. So it was the fake, the pass outside to the edge. Stevens was right there. And Stevens has just had that corner on lockdown all night long. They've tried him deep. He broke it up. They tried him short. He almost had a pick for a touchdown. And so the Bulldogs have mostly just stayed away from the pass. This is a good showing by the Hornet defense. The Bulldog offense has put points on the scoreboard all season long. They are big on the O-line. They are talented at QB and running back. There's going to be a timeout. The Bulldogs didn't all get the memo, and that might come up big. The Hornets have now used 1 timeout, and so have the Bulldogs. And in a tight game in the 4th quarter, those timeouts are precious. They did not want to burn that timeout there. Well, I hope you are nice and comfy wherever you're listening to this, sitting in your easy chair. I can tell you this, cocoa sales have been strong here in Jay America tonight. I don't know if the Hornets sold, we had 6 home games. I don't think we sold 1 cup of hot cocoa this year. It has been that pretty of a football season. Every single game, beautiful weather. It's still really nice tonight, but it's cold. And the Hornet faithful have been enjoying the cocoa all night long. But the comeback by the Hornets in the 3rd quarter has warmed the Hornet hearts. And here we are, 2nd and 10. J-ball on their own 38-yard line. Here comes the Hornet band, Blue Pride, letting them have it. Ball is blown in play. There is a It's going to be a pass. He steps up. He's got room. Rutherford's on the run, and he is really loose now. He cuts back, and he is dragged down by Ramsey. Touchdown, saving tackle. And the hole opened up. I mean, that was the old Moses part in the Red Sea. It was a QB draw and a really nice call by the Bulldogs.
Good for a Bulldog.
And they spread the Hornets out, ran all the pass patterns out there, ran the Hornet defense off, and then it was just a matter of the Bulldogs making one or two key blocks. And the Bulldogs are in business. That was a huge play here in this game. All the way down to the 18-yard line. Bulldogs had the ball, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. He's got a hole. He is wrapping the ball up with two hands. The Bulldog coaching staff has definitely not been pleased with the turnovers today. And the running back, he is covering that ball up. He looked like Daryl Johnston from the Cowboys carrying the ball up the middle with two old John Riggins or something was running up the middle right there. But the truth is they've been fumbling the handoff is what they've been fumbling. Another handoff in the middle, another gain, that's a 1st down. And if the Bulldogs can pick up 5 yards up the middle, then why do anything different? And the Hornets have their backs to the walls now. It's 1st and goal. And
Good for a Bulldog. 1st down.
that QB draw by Rutherford for 50 yards, give or take a few, on 2nd and 10, looming large. So since then, they have just ran the ball up the middle and gashed the Hornet defense. All right, let's see what the Hornets can do. Can we rally? We need a goal line stand. Make them earn it. There's a handoff right up the middle. He's put down at the 1.
Rogers on the carry. Carter on the stop.
Good job by Bodie Carter flying up from his safety position. Moss back in for the Hornets for Wooten. The Bulldogs are making some substitutions here. The Bulldogs had the ball on the Hornet 3-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. The Hornets have the lead 14-12, 9:49 and counting here in this game. Hornets are trying to get adjusted. There's a handoff up the middle. There is a flag on the play, and it's a false start. And that is why every play matters. So the Hornets made a big stop on the last running play to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone, and now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 8. And a touchdown is not a foregone conclusion any further. So play the string out, make the stops, make them earn it. I tell you what, it's been a real fun game, and this game has been so exciting. I'm going to be looking longingly at the concession stand, wishing I had that blue Powerade. All right, that's a penalty. That's a delay of game, and the Bulldogs are frustrated. That's another 5, and the Bulldogs have had some self-inflicted penalties here. It's all right. I already told my students I wasn't lecturing tomorrow. So we will rest the vocal cords in the morning. All right, here we go. The ball is all the way back on the 12 or 13. And it's 2nd and goal. And now the Hornets have a real chance to hold strong here. They're only up 2. A field goal will give the Bulldogs the lead, but they have not had any indication that they have a field goal kicker. Oh, and there is a big, big hole. And a touchdown-saving tackle by Bodie Carter, his 2nd of this drive. And now it's 3rd and goal about the Hornet 4-yard line. And this is huge. What a big snap here for the Hornets. The Hornet faithful on pins and needles. Here comes shotgun snap. It's a handoff at the middle. It is really close, and he stopped him at the 1. Who chopped him down right there? That was Philippi, I think, chopped him down, and now it's going to be 4th and goal. And now the Hornet faithful is up on their feet. Here we go. It's 4th and 1, folks. The Hornets are clinging to a precarious 2-point lead. 8:53 in the football game with the playoffs on the line. It's a shotgun formation. There's a snap. It's a speed option. Quarterback cuts it upfield, and he goes in for the score. Nice read by Rutherford, and he was untouched into the end zone on 4th and 1. Wow, well, the Hornet defense, bend but don't break, and the very last play, the Bulldogs are able to get it across the line, and now it's 18-14, and the Bulldogs are going for 2 again. It is going to be a push pass. Number 12 is looking, and he doesn't get it. The Hornets have been watching film. Kewan Ramsey, Dawson Vansel, Trey Philippi, Carter Falling, Dawson Henderson. 5 Hornets in over there. So it's 18-14 here. The Bulldogs have responded and taken the lead, and you wouldn't expect anything else on senior night for the Bulldogs. They're playing for their head coach, last home game for Coach Eddie Barnwell. And so you knew it was going to be a battle. You knew it was going to be 4 quarters. You knew it was going to come down to the very end here. And it has. So the Bulldogs are back in front. They have managed to inch in front by a very stubby Bulldog snout. Bulldogs 18, Hornets 14, 8:44 to go in this game. And the Hornets are about to receive the kickoff. Good news for Hornet fans. The Hornet offense has been on fire this half. Bad news, they're down 4 and they need a score. There's a Squibber. It's tried to field it by Ramsey. Now it's picked up, and that's number 1, Smith, and he is lit up. And that is by far the worst starting position by the Hornets on one of these kicks. That watermelon kickoff just squirted past Ramsey's hands. Smith picked it up and got lit up. And the Hornets are going to have to go 80 yards. The good news, the Hornets have the capability of going 80 yards in one play. Big play threats all season long. Junior Ethan Stevens, senior Bo Bennett. And let's see what we have. The Hornets are sticking with the sniffer formation. The handoff, we're keeping it on the ground. Bennett's got room. That's a hold on Philippi on the edge. And Bennett is going to be wrapped up. And that was a good call. So the Hornet receivers have done a great job all night of blocking on the edge. That time just a little too aggressive. And he got called for it. And that's tough because the Hornets are behind the sticks. And as explosive as we are, it's more like once every 10 plays we explode. And it's really challenging for the Hornets to convert when we get behind the chains like this, 1st and 20. So here we go. Shotgun formation, Bennett in the backfield. Tanner asks for it. He hands off. Bennett has a hole up the middle. He breaks free. He's still on his feet. They were trying to strip the ball, and they didn't tackle him. And Bennett picks up 10.
Bennett on a carry for a single second stop.
So 2nd and 10. Hornets down 8 minutes to go in this game. Hornets down 4. J18, Hornets 14. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Bennett. He's patient. And a nice play by the Bulldogs. Number 4 slides in. Eberly, he's had a good game tonight for the Bulldogs. Eberle's one of those Bulldog seniors, and he's done a real nice job for the Bulldogs tonight. So 3rd and 9, and it's not a must convert, but the Hornets would hate to give the ball back to Jay after that last drive without taking the lead first. It's a power run. Good block on the edge. Tanner squirts through, and he's going to be short by 1.5 yards. And the Hornets are going to have a decision to make. We're deep in our own territory. 4th and 1.5 yards. And Coach Mitchell is going to have to choose to punt or go, and I think we're going to go. So the Hornets are going to go for this, and this is a huge play in this ball game. The Hornets got to believe they could pick up 1.5 yards here. And it is a false start or offsides. It may be a false start. The Hornets love that, but I'm not convinced that's not going to be a false start here. If it is, the Hornet faithful is not going to be pleased. There's a big discussion. It's either going to be a 1st down or a 4th and 6, and this is a big call. A real big call. Did the Hornets react to what Jay did, or did the Hornet movement draw the Bulldogs off sides? They haven't made up their mind yet. Now here's the call. It's offsides. What a call. That's a 1st down for the Hornets. The Bulldogs not pleased. Either way, half the fans in here were going to be letting the refs have it. After much discussion, they decided the Bulldogs flinched first, and the Hornets get a 1st down. And that was a gutsy call by Coach Mitchell to leave his offense on the field, and it paid off. There's a handoff. Bennett's got a hole, folks. He's got a hole. There he goes. Great block on the edge by the Hornet receivers. They have vindicated themselves. Big run by Bo Bennett, and the Hornets are in business with 6:22 to go. Bulldogs 18, Hornets 14, and the Hornets have entered Bulldog territory. I know what you're thinking to yourself, Chris, if you can't talk, why are you screaming? I can't help it, folks. I can't help it. I'm a little excited. Here we go. It's a fake. Tanner keeps it. He makes a move. Boy, 2 yards. The ball was loose. They're going to say it was down by contact, and the Hornets are going to have the ball 2nd and 8. So Tanner kept the ball to keep the defense honest, and they played it honestly. We're under 6 minutes to go here, folks, and it's feeling like whoever has the ball last is going to win this game. Hornets 14, Bulldogs 18, but the Hornets are driving. Stevens in the backfield. Handoff to Stevens. What's he going to do? Looking for a block. The Bulldogs bring the house, and they drag him down for a loss. Stevens real patient. The Bulldogs just ended up bringing one more than we could block. Stevens could. The Bulldogs' run defense really gap sound right there. Nowhere for Stevens to go. We got 3rd and 9. Vansel comes out. The Hornets are going to go to a more passing look here. 3rd and 9. Hornets have trip receivers left. One receiver right. Bo Bennett in the game. 4 down territory, no doubt. Tanner looks to pass. He's got a man. It's out of bounds. A pickup of 3, and it's going to be 4th and 6. Nallen was all by himself, but the route took him right to the out-of-bounds line, and when he made the catch to turn upfield, he just was out of bounds. He ran out of real estate. So it's 4th and 6. What a big play here, folks. Last time on 4th down, the Hornets ended up throwing a 40-yard touchdown strike to Ethan Stevens. Let's see what they have cooked up on 4th and 6. 4:56 to go. 6 seconds. The Hornets are going to have to call a timeout. Now, see, that's where it's just wrong to be piping in that stadium noise. The Hornets couldn't hear. The Bulldogs have this nice new fancy scoreboard, and they're just piping in like they're the NFL or something, piping in a fake stadium noise. And I don't know. I feel like the OSSAA ought to address that. It's not right. And the referees have not forced the Bulldogs to stop doing it, so they've done it. And the Hornets had to burn their second timeout. So we'll see what the Hornets have cooked up. 4th and 6, ball on the 38-yard line. And 4:56 to go in this ball game. And it has been a really good ball game. A real nice bounce back into the season for the Hornets. They took a lot of licks early in the year. You wouldn't blame anybody. You hope it wouldn't mail it in, and they haven't. So here we go. This is a huge play here, folks. Fake handoff, lots of time. Tanner looking. He scrambles. He's got a guy. He caught it. What a catch, Ethan Stevens. What a throw, Trey Tanner. That's a season-saving catch and throw. Wow. The Hornet faithful on their feet. And now it's 4:45 and the Hornets have a first down. What a nice scramble by Trey Tanner. Handoff. Bennett breaks a tackle. Can't break 2 tackles. He's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Number 21, Bennett, carry. 14, fake.
All eyes are on Bo Bennett every time the Hornet QB hands him the ball. It's time for a fake. It's time for a fake. If we could slip Vansel out, if we could slip that tight end out on a fake, boy, the Bulldogs are selling out for these runs. It's a screen. Stevens got the ball. Got a guy to beat. He can't get away. Good tackle on the edge. That's the JQB Rutherford. And that Stevens probably scores if Rutherford doesn't bring him down. Hornets are now 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9. And the Hornets have been converting in the second half. We've been making the plays. Here we are again, another big play. And I don't mind a handoff here. Get about half of it for 4th. It's a QB sprint out. Trey's got good blocking. He's got a hole. They threw a flag. Oh, man. That same guy throws another flag behind the play. That's the second one he's taken away. Holding on the Hornets. It had to be way downfield. It was away from the play. It's going to be 3rd and maybe 12. What a good play by the Hornets, and one man on the field didn't like it. It could have been a hold, folks. I'm not saying it wasn't. It's 3rd and 11. And I did like the run call on that play, but I might like pass call here. We showed run last time. Here it is. Oh, that's not going to be it. Out of bounds. That's out. Oh, he caught it. They called that an interception. Unbelievable. I don't see. That is one of the best interceptions I've ever seen, or it's one of the worst calls I've ever seen. That was amazing if he caught it. Wow. The official immediately signaled interception, and that is such a huge play. So the Bulldogs will have the ball up 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this game, and the ball is going to be on the 2-yard line. That was a tremendous pick by that Jay Bulldog player to get his foot in bounds on the sideline. And now the Hornets are going to have to make a stop here. And remember, they had to use their timeouts on all that bogus stadium noise earlier. Up the middle. And that's Rutherford with a first down. And the Hornets only have one timeout. If the Bulldogs can churn out a couple of first downs, it's going to end this ball game. 3:08 and counting. The Hornets are going to have to sell out to stop the run. They're going to have to send everybody. 2:59 and counting. Jay 18, Vinita 14. Jay just intercepted the ball on their own 2-yard lines. The Hornets drove all the way down. Jay had an interception. So now Jay has the ball. They're running the clock down. 4 seconds on the play clock. There's a snap. It's low. There's a handoff. And he gets nothing. The Hornets stack him up. The Bulldogs have struggled. We'll see if the Hornet coaching staff holds on to their timeout. It's going to be second down and 10.5. The Hornet defense got to be strong here. The Hornet Blue Pride band letting them have it. Here we go. It's 2nd and 11. And if we can get it to a third down, the Hornet faithful will come to their feet and we'll have ourselves a dramatic play. 2 minutes to go. J-Ball up 4, trying to run the clock out. It's a QB option. He gets loose. He's dragged down short of the line, and we are going to have a third down. Here it is, folks. This is it. It's one play for the game. If Jay picks up this first down, they have the ability to kneel down and end this thing. The Hornets have got to get a stop on 3rd and 2. One more play by the Hornet defense. 1:30 and counting. 18 seconds on the play clock. The Bulldogs will milk it down. And the Hornets have got to be up. The Hornets have got to be up. And the Hornets took our timeout, which we'll see.
No way.
We let the clock run all the way down. That hurts. If we get the stop, the game is still in our hands. And the offense is going to have to score without a timeout. 3rd and 2. So it all comes down to this play. The Bulldogs have the ball on the 22-yard line. It's 3rd down and 2. The Hornets are out of timeouts. If the Bulldogs pick up 2 yards and an inch, they're going to win this ball game, and it'll end the Hornets' season. If the Hornets get a stop, the Bulldogs are going to run this clock down to about 40 seconds. And then they're going to have to punt to the Hornets. And the Hornets will have about 40 seconds to figure out how to score and win this ball game. Here it is, folks. This is the ball game. This is the ball game. Hornet fans cheering. Hornets are ready. Look for a QB keeper or a handoff to 33. There's a snap. It's a handoff at the middle. He stopped him. He stopped him. The Hornets live on. That was Carter Falling who blew up the play. And the Hornets senior is not done yet. Now, the Hornets are going to only have 30 seconds on the clock when they get this ball back. We need to have Stevens back to return this. Now, the Bulldogs are not in a punting formation. They're going to drag this down, and they are going to call timeout. What I want to see the Hornets do, okay, we have a couple options here. We could sell out for the block. Last time the Bulldogs punted, they held the ball. They held the ball and waited it out. 2 seconds on the play clock, timeout called. So the Hornet defense comes up big. There's 33 seconds left. So do you set up the return or do you set up the block? The ball is on the 21-yard line. Hornet coaching staff is going to think it through. We have blocked a punt this year. In the Sequoia game, Carter Falling blocked a punt. If we could get a blocked punt here, folks, there will be pandemonium break loose in the stands. You also have to love Stevens with a lot of room to run. I put Stevens back to see if he can make a play, and then I go after the punt. I want to block here. There's only 30 seconds left. If the Hornets do take over, it's a lot to ask the Hornet offense to move all the way down for a touchdown in 30 seconds. So I go for the block, and I put Stevens back to try to make a play, and he can make a play. All right, let's watch number 51 in the middle. 51, that's Carter Falling. And let's see what the Bulldogs do on this punt. Rutherford back to punt it. There's the snap. The Hornets semi-rush. The ball bounces. We need to field it. Time is ticking. 21 seconds left. So that punt worked out perfect for the Bulldogs. We didn't get a return. We didn't get the block. And now the Hornets are down to their last hurrah.
Jim Bob McGee to meet Mr. Bryant.
Now, somehow or another, the Bulldogs managed to take another second off the clock after it was stopped at 21. So they do have a little home field clock operating going on, which you'd have to suspect that would be the case. So we're down to 20 seconds. The Hornets have one more chance. Folks, I'm nervous. This is exciting. The Hornets have played their guts out tonight. The Hornet faithful on their feet, cheering them on. Either way, you're proud of these Hornets. 20 seconds left, no timeouts. The Bulldogs are going to play some prevent defense. 17 seconds on the clock. We got the call. There's the snap. The Bulldogs, it's a screen. Get out of bounds. Bo, get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. He does. All right. 11 seconds. A nice play call. Bennett gets away from him. He was looking to take it to the house, and that's what you want. You want to try to take it to the house. It just wasn't there, so he stepped out. And we're getting to the part of the field where Trey might be able to throw it all the way to the end zone. We might be in Hail Mary range. If the Hornets can get any more yardage and get out of bounds, we will have a throw to the end zone on the last play of the game. And I'm telling you what, it would be fitting if this game came down to a Hail Mary pass in the end zone. What a battle between longtime rivals, the Vinita Hornets and the Jay Bulldogs. Senior night here. The Bulldogs are taking a knee. There is a player down behind the play. It's a Bulldog player. So we have an injury on the field. We sure hope that young man's fine. The medical personnel is just looking at looks like his legs. He's moving around. So it's nothing like last week at Cleveland. By the way, if you watched the game and you hadn't heard, the news we got out of Cleveland was that the kid was fine. So praise God for answered prayers for that kid from Cleveland. That was scary. They had to take him off on the board and had him strapped down so he didn't move any, and so that kid's going to be okay. This young man looks like he's going to be okay too. He's in some pain, no doubt about it. Lower leg extremity. The Hornet faithful, classy as always. A big hand to the J kid. So the Hornet coaching staff has had plenty of time to cook up something fun. And folks, I'm not going to say it too loud, but could we see a hook and lateral for a Hornet touchdown? The Hornets have a hook and lateral in the playbook. I've seen it once this year. So that what would it be for the Hornets to win the game on a hook and lateral right here? You have to think the Bulldog coaching staff, if I'm smart enough to think of it, so are they. But boy, it's so enticing, folks. So the Hornet coaches have been over it. The Hornets know if we get a first down, they got to get up quickly and spike the ball. The Hornets know that the runners have got to get out of bounds. Twin receivers left and right. Bennett in the backfield. Shotgun formation, snap. He looks, there's a pass. He's out of bounds. Complete to Stevens to the 37-yard line with 5 seconds left in this game. The Bulldogs clock operator is absolutely cheating. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. The Hornets are pleading with the referees to make the clock operator put the time back on the clock. Stole a second on the punt. Stole 2 seconds on that play. He's talking in his earpiece to the clock operator, but it was pretty shameless. And it looks like they're going to keep it at 5 seconds. Nope, they're standing over the ball. We're waiting. Of course, the Bulldogs pumping in the stadium noise again. I got to say, well, I've said it enough. Let's just make a play and make them pay. Let's make an unforgettable play and make them pay. How about that?
7 seconds.
7 seconds are added on, and the Hornet faithful with the sarcastic applause. I guess you can't blame a man for trying. What a play here, folks. This might be it. 7 seconds. There's a flag. It's a false start. And the Hornets had the Hail Mary on. The Hornets had the Hail Mary on. So here it is. We saw the play. 5 seconds. Back to 5 seconds on the clock, but it was a false start. Why would time run off? The referees are asking for 7 back on the clock, which could matter. It's only second down. If the Hornets throw another 7-yard out like we did on first down, that should take much less than 7 seconds, although I would not trust the clock operator here. Here we go. Shotgun snap. The rush is on. Tanner looks deep. He's hit, and it's down on the ground. 3 seconds. We got another chance. We got another chance, folks. That was only second down. He was hit on the throw. The linebacker didn't catch it. And those seconds added on mattered because there are still 3 on the clock. And the Hornets are going to have another shot at it. The Hornets have got to block it up. The O-line has got to give the running back, the receivers, time to get down the field. Hook and lateral still in play here. 3 seconds. 3 seconds on the clock. Last play of week 10 for all the marbles. Ball on the 43-yard line. Shotgun snap. It's clean. This is it, folks. Tanner scrambles out. He's got to make a throw. He throws it deep. It bounces off of Carter, and it's out of bounds, and that's the ball game. And the Bulldogs are going to pull it off. What a game, folks. What a ball game. Hornets left it all on the field. They just come up short here. The final score from Jay on week 10, the Bulldogs 18, the Hornets 14. Both teams going to show good sportsmanship at halftime. Congratulations to the Jay Bulldogs. They're going to move on to week 1 of the playoffs. And the Hornet football season from 2024 is going to come to a close. It has been a wild ride the last 3 weeks. Super proud of the Hornets. We're going to see them tomorrow and give those boys a pat on the back. They earned it. And, folks, I hope you enjoyed this game tonight. The Hornet faithful are proud as they file out of the stadium. And we'll catch up to you next time. The final from Jay America. The Bulldogs 18 and the Hornets 14.